Hello and welcome to another episode of Star Trek Adventure Second Edition with the crew of the Tempest. We are taking up tonight in the second part of our episode Instruments of Armageddon. Last time we saw our crew arriving in system on a secret mission. They are close to several dangerous borders. They were sent here. Captain Iskar was told not to inform the crew about the exact nature of things to his discomfort when they arrived and met with a smaller secondary science vessel. They discovered that one of the Doomsday weapons, the Doomsday weapon, which was disabled by the Enterprise a decade ago, which destroyed the constellation, is in system. And they have been assigned to try and figure out a way with just their two ships to move it out of system. And that is because there is a burst of cryptic radiation, a wave front of that is coming into this area, and they don't know what the interactions of that cryptic radiation, that with it's almost third state of matter, not matter nor antimatter, what it will do to the Doomsday Machine, and they are worried that A, they'll lose all the historical knowledge and possible defensive knowledge there on the one hand, but they're also worried that it might wake it up. They just don't know because this thing is made out of just the most uh, dense, heavy material of uncertain properties, properties that the Federation don't even know how to work with. They arrived in system. There was supposed to be a science team on site as well as an interdiction ship. Both of those destroyed. The team attempted to do scans on that wreckage to find out what had happened, but already this cryptic radiation is interfering with the sensors, causing extensive uh, damage. They have made some progress on that. They've identified the radiation, but one of the tasks is there are the radiation is still potentially wreaking havoc with some of the sensors, uh, and it's only going to get worse. So figuring at least some kind of moderation for that is important. Now, one of the solutions that have been come up with is they've discovered that inside of the Doomsday Machine, when they get inside there, that does seem to block out a significant portion of that radiation. But there's a question about what's going to happen when that gets worse. So that is a solution, but it is a temporary solution. So that's one thing that's on the table. The second thing that is on the table is figuring out about what happened to these previous ships, but that's almost become secondary at this point. Like right now, it's a matter of getting the Doomsday Machine moving. And to that end, they have been working on a project that they have completed the first project of figuring out the solution, which involves essentially uh, modifying the tractor beams and changing the gravitonic waves using the warp drive to essentially rock this thing, given its weight and mass, and manipulating the gravity fields in subspace to do that. And it's require exacting positioning of the two ships within the Doomsday Machine. And that in itself is going to require a major kind of engineering and calculating project to link up the two ships to get that in place. That is our big project that we're going to be, doing rolls on to build up and do breakthroughs on tonight. Like that's the big scientific engineering question and project here that's going to be going on. They have tried to do some exploration of this machine, of the Doomsday Machine, but they that's actually getting in and operating and changing the machine does seem like that would require going in a completely different direction and perhaps starting over from original principles. There are three positive traits that you have put on the table. Uh, Identified radiation, esprit de corps, and map of machine. So I'm going to put as the problems uh, radiation interference, getting the machine moving. I'm going to put in parentheses uh, what happened to the other ships. That's a, if you want to work on it, you can work on that or you can forget about it. Uh, Format wrapping, let me wrap that. Uh, and then the last one I want to put in there is that the wave is growing, that essentially the radiation is only getting worse. There is a clock that is ticking right now on the rising tide of the wave. The ship itself only has one breach. You were able to deal with several of the breaches that you got last time. But right now, that explosion in the photon torpedo bay has put a breach on the weapon systems. So, Captain Ascara, when we come in tonight, uh, I want to start with you. Do we see a team meeting? Do we see you working with someone in particular? Do we see you with the captain of the other ship? What do you want to start with to kind of give us? I want to let you kind of frame up your approach to things.
I imagine that Captain Ascara. Hold on. Sorry, I need to clear my throat. I imagine Captain Ascara is attempting to deal with the weapons systems. Not that it should necessarily be needed. I think that the breach itself concerns him, especially this early in our overall foray. So he's probably working with some of engineering and getting his hands dirty. So he is down there in near the torpedo bay. I imagine we see the would be venting to space, but force shield there so we could see out into the ether and maybe see the inside of the uh, instrument of Armageddon.
All right. I think that I want this to be for you. Uh, Control, because you're directing things, plus engineering. I think this is an engineering task. I think this is you.
Absolutely.
This is outside of combat, so this is the long-term repair on that. It is difficulty three for the repair right now.
Difficulty three. Okay.
Yeah.
And this is a thing that I can tick it down through multiple efforts.
Yes, yes.
It doesn't have to be
You
a one
could,
and done.
doesn't
Okay.
have to be a one and done. Now, you're welcome to use your team dynamics this time because we had this discussion last time, as you may recall,
Well, it's a
about
new section,
your
so
new
I
session.
haven't quite overdone it. So I shall do
So
that.
it's a 12, sorry, 15/3 is your
That's
number
right.
right now.
And I need three
You've also got
successes.
six momentum in the pool.
Hmm. I
There is a positive trait there that you could potentially invoke as well to bring down the difficulty.
identified the radiation or the esprit de corps.
Esprit de corps.
Yeah, we could take it.
Hmm.
Do you want to invoke that? Use that up kind of to take that
Yeah,
down?
we'll
Okay.
set some new ones. I'll
Okay.
I'll
All
I'll
right.
invoke the esprit de corps.
We'll clear
Keep
that.
everybody
And so difficulty two.
okay. Getting everybody psyched up for yeah, we can clear that out, and this is just the first step towards a monumental success for both crew. Two successes. Thank
Two
goodness for that
successes.
suggestion. Good job.
And I think we do see you, last time you called on the engineering team. And so I do think that the engineering team has come here and then you're on site. And I think that makes a difference that the captain is here working in what is one of the most dangerous kinds of operations, potentially munitions that might go off, getting these breaches closed, having to keep the force fields up so that they don't have that loss into space. Probably some people having to do a little bit of outside walks and stuff, and you are commanding, controlling all of that on site. And that definitely is you know, recognized and seen by that engineering team. Commander Moreno, or another character. Jolene, let's come to you.
Okay.
Yeah. And so just I'm going to shortcut this now. So when I call on you, I'm probably gonna be using your character name, but you're welcome to go, I'm going to be doing this person instead. I'm not saying X player character has to go. I just want to put that as a staining thing tonight.
No problem. Gotcha. Um,
What do we
I
see?
guess Moreno.
Okay.
We'll go with Moreno.
What are you working on? What are you doing?
Um, well, she's been working with a lot of the science teams. Are we, have we gotten the ships inside the mall yet?
That's the next test is
All right, so
flying
that's
them
what
carefully in.
she's working with the flight crew on she's actually, she's working on mapping out the best navigational methods to get in there as safe as possible.
So, these ships are not necessarily meant to be in close quarters, except in like space docks where you've got all kinds of beacons and things that are giving you signals. It is
Hmm.
huge. I mean, it is massive. You can fit many ships in here. Uh,
It's still
but
tight,
yeah,
it's
it's
dangerous.
it's just that there are walls, which you have
Yeah.
to worry about. It's like piling around asteroids. So normally it would be difficulty three. You've got a map of the machine, so that's going to take it down to difficulty two.
Okay. And let's see. Reading my navigator benefit.
Oh, good.
When you attempt a science task related to astrophysics or stellar navigation, I may
Not really.
use my con instead of my science. My science is better, so
Yeah.
when I attempt or assist a task to maneuver a starship through difficult or dangerous terrain, I may spend one momentum to ignore complications suffered repeatable.
Okay.
So that's
So
good.
yeah, you got that
Will,
momentum.
will astrophysics help?
I
Or
don't
helm
think
operations
helm
probably help.
operations definitely helps.
Okay, so
So control plus con.
oh, I can't use science for navigating. Okay.
Not for piloting the ship here.
Yeah, fine, fine, fine. Yeah, fine. What can't navigator let me go both ways?
13 slash 3. Do you want to spend a
Yep.
momentum?
Um, yeah, sure, why not?
Okay. So we'll
We
take
got
that.
six. That's like
That's
max, right?
that's a max, yeah.
Yeah, so we got it to use it. And is there like a ship die that's help also
Yeah, so
involved?
the ship would be
Or do
uh
I have a, is there any NPCs helping out? I don't know.
I think this is more likely to be the ship's die for this one. So we're going to say computers plus con, so a 9.
Okay. Um, all right. The different die is the ship die.
Okay.
Well, it's a good thing I could
I think you can change that die out now. So three successes
no
and a
complication.
complication.
But
So you get a
I
momentum. You can
I
immediately
can
spend that momentum to ignore the complication.
ignore the complication.
Yes.
Yes.
I think that's the second die that you've done that has an additional sound effect to it.
Okay, the first one was a constant effect on every single roll. That only
Oh,
came up on a 20 though, so
okay.
that one's
That's
fine.
that's wild. I don't know if it came through the Zoom calls, but I suspect it did. Pretty awesome.
All
Uh,
right,
so
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 three
yes.
successes, yeah.
Uh,
So yeah,
and this
cool.
is not just about you. It's also about one of the reasons it's so difficult, it is you coordinating with the Luxor, two
Hmm.
ships, to keep them at, 100-meter distance from one another in the position you need to get them in and getting them
Yeah.
in place.
So like
Such
it's a
that,
whole crew dynamics thing of like people checking the inertial dampeners to make sure that we're not getting too close to one
right?
another, that our warp fields are not interfering.
Yeah. The next thing that's going to have to be done is the sort of the long project of getting the ships kind of slaved together, either physically locked or locked via the tractor beams and then connected out to the inside of this thing itself, almost with a superstructure of energy before you start using the warp engines to, and you also have to redo the manifolds on the warp engines. So there's a whole set of engineering tasks that are at in play now. Uh,
Can the brief complication that got ignored, can it be like we almost brushed together, but like we felt something was like, oh no, it was a stray asteroid that knocked off some of the paint that somebody had been doing a mural on the outside or something.
okay, yeah, just a little bit of debris there
Yeah,
that
like
that
there's a
hit.
quick nervous look from everyone, and it's like, oh no, no damage,
Yeah,
Commander.
the problem is that the while you're not getting the radiation because of the density of that you suspect, the gravity is weird in here. It's not quite what it ought to be. You're getting weird signatures on that. But again, it's like, white dwarf matter that makes up this thing. Uh Commander Taven.
Yeah. So inside of the more, the effect of the radiation is reduced. Is it
Yes.
eliminated?
It is significantly reduced because you're still getting some bleed because it is still open and the radiation is sort
Mm.
of outside is kind of going around, but it is definitely reduced.
In that case, I would like to have Lieutenant Dewan try to modulate the shields to try and keep the radiation from interfering with the ship, especially while we are trying to coordinate this movement of the device. We're going to need very precise coordination between the two ships, and I would hate for a wave of radiation to suddenly knock us out of place.
Okay. Uh, reason plus science?
Reason science is 15
15.
for Dewan.
Would-
Um,
Are you up for NPC assisting? Yeah.
Yeah, I was going to see if CPO Amara could potentially assist as our
I was
radiation
thinking of
specialist. Did you have somebody else in mind?
yeah, Lieutenant Eku is also trained in science, and she'd be doing the data analytics between the two ships of like reading
Yeah,
out the data.
Yeah, so
seems reasonable.
13/3 for your single die, Eku.
Mm.
And let's have you roll for Dewan.
And what is the difficulty on this?
I think we're still difficulty 3. Oh, I'm sorry,
Difficulty
difficulty
3.
2 because you've got I've identified radiation, so we're using up that other trait there.
Okay. And can I use subspace dynamics for this?
Yeah, because we have established that this radiation does reach into subspace. I think that's been a thing that we talked about in terms of the comms, and so I think with fictionally positioning, we've certainly got that set.
Okay.
And
So this is
Eku
a.
used data
Yeah.
analytics.
Yeah.
Cool.
All right. So this is a 15-4
Okay.
and on 2 dice. I'm going to spend momentum.
Ooh,
Let's
burn
do a
it
15-4
all.
on 3 dice.
Okay. So that's going to be 3
Three
successes.
successes from me.
I don't think so.
Okay. So you've got one additional success to either throw momentum back in the pool or ask a question.
Yeah. Uh, no, we'll throw it back in the pool.
So what does that look like? Like the work there that's going on with Dewan, how is it different from the earlier work that we saw them at the data table? Are they there? Are they somewhere else? What do we think we see? And then of course Eku with you.
So I almost imagine that we're sitting across from each other, sort of like in the classic battleship pose, where we've got two workstations back to back, and we're working across from each other. And Echo is sorting through all of the data that we've managed to gather on the radiation, identifying different subsets of that information, and Duan is updating the program to modulate the shields to kind of counter each one. So we're seeing on screen kind of these wave patterns, and then a counter wave pattern appears, and they slide together and cancel out into a flat line.
I love it. Eku?
Can I? Oh yeah, I wanted to add some flavor of how she was not able to help. She's like she keeps sort of twitching and shaking her head because she's like dealing with the trill voices of memories of ancestors. Like no, and like no, you should be doing this. No, you should be doing this. I'm like, so that's how she's unable to assist at the moment.
Captain Iscara, I think you were going through the halls, heading back after having finished up this engineering, and you will see a pair of crew persons that you don't recognize, who will kind of come to attention. And there's a Vulcan and a person, maybe Maori, you're not sure. It could be another colony cultural there. But the Vulcan will turn to you and goes, "Oh, Captain Iscara.
Uh,
I'm so
yes.
sorry. Because I'm just so excited. I haven't had a chance to be to meet with you. I did meet with some of your other people. Well, I got to work with Commander Moreno. Oh, I'm sorry. I'm Commander Aressa. I'm with the science team on the Luxor. I was over working with Tony. Sorry, Commander Moreno on things, and where you're getting stuff set up, and it's great. Your ship is really it's very cool.
Thanks, Commander Russ. I appreciate that. His eyes continue to flick to the pointed ears of a Vulcan, and he
The
seems
other
bemused.
other person goes, I'm Decampos. I'm
To Campos.
engineering lead on the Luxor. Um, we're we've gotten some preliminary plans from your vessel, so I wanted to come over and confirm that your crew were not insane, given what I saw.
No, no, we are not currently insane. Just trying to find creative ways to solve for this very important mission. Uh, Mr. DeCompos, did you have any suggestions for tweaks or adjustments to the plan?
Not yet. The the I have to see this warp engine. The plans they sent down to reconfigure to there are many words I could use with it. Let's just say mess with subspace in an unusual way. Seems phew. But I was just heading down there. I will leave Commander Reza with you, and you see him kind of clearly step away, and like thank goodness that conversation has been broken, and he will head to the lift, and she's like, so you're from Venus?
Originally, heading to the lift, do you want to come up to the bridge?
Oh, oh, can I?
Yes.
Oh, that's great. Sorry. I just like I when I came out of the academy,
Mhm.
I was briefly on a Vulcan ship, very briefly, very briefly, and then I've been on a number of other smaller ships, but I've never been on any ship this large, not a ship of the line like this.
Well, it's a pleasure to have you aboard. I could imagine that your personality would not mesh well with a lot of Vulcans. Doors open up. He steps into the lift, puts his hand on the little controller.
That does seem like a reasonable observation. Um, uh, my my grandfather, who is Vulcan,
Hmm.
believes that it is some kind of hypercompensation. He also thinks I have Romulan blood in some way, but that's a whole nother thing. But this weird. He's done tests, lots of tests.
I see. I see.
Uh
Well,
no. But yes, I understand you have some Vulcans aboard, full Vulcans.
yes, not that there is any difference from my perspective,
She
but
puts her
yes,
hand on your arm and she says, "That is so nice of you to say."
activates the lift and um so Commander Rissa, you were working with Tony. That's fantastic.
Yeah.
She's my number one, and you've considered that an honor that you get to work with her. How are you enjoying the? He remembers. Rich does not remember, so pause as I go look at the NPCs to remember the name. How do you enjoy working on the Luxor?
The Luxor is nice. Uh we've been assigned to a lot of checking out the various long range sensor buoys and doing calibrations on those. Now, mind you, I do love a good calibration. There's nothing quite like it. When
Hmm.
you can get all the numbers to line up, it just I, I think that must be what they talk about with the whole infinites in Vulcan philosophy. But it's great. I'd like to do some other things at some point. So you know, I you know. I hope I do well on this mission. Maybe I can put in for a transfer to a larger ship now that I've had a chance to see and work around it.
Well, you have an absolute opportunity here with our current problem that we're tackling. So stay focused, and um, I'm sure that either Captain Appel or I will give you a good solid write up for your efforts. Doors
Thank you.
open up.
Thank you. She's
Step out onto the.
beaming as she comes out onto the bridge. And I think there is a ooh, like she tries to not to make the sound as she does that, and she looks around at that, and eventually she'll kind of go over to the science station and talk to whoever's on the science station and let you about your business.
Yeah, I'll slide into work mode and let her deal with. Let a science officer deal with her. Sounds
Okay.
good.
And you can see, I think we can see the status. You can see on the screens the interior of the Doomsday Machine. We can see that it's dark in here except for where like the external lights are hitting the walls. But again, even the light is kind of getting eaten up. So it's almost like you're in a blackness and there's a circular star field where the mouth is, where you can see out of this thing. And maybe a little bit of like every once in a while, like a nebula flare showing that there is weird radiation dancing out there. Um, and when we see the Luxor, you can move the view screen around and get a check on that. And any orders, Captain? You are muted, Captain.
Let's double check the positions of both ships to make sure we maintain in proper alignment. We have successfully repaired the photon torpedo bay. Weapons should be coming back online. Can you confirm?
I can confirm that it is set, Captain. We've had some weird chromatic anomalies inside the Doomsday Machine, but everything seems to check out.
Who's confirmed that it checks out?
We've had the science team looking at that where they can in between doing the preps on the next part of the engineering project.
Okay, good, good. Let's check and double check everything. Precision is of utmost importance.
Commander Moreno, let's come back to you. No.
I'm ready. This is too fast. There's too few people.
And then Tony froze. There you go.
That was weird.
Yep, if you did froze for a second, dropped. But you're back.
At least it's not the normal stuff.
Yeah, but you're not having any audio issues.
We solved the problem. It
Yeah.
was the microphone headset. That
Do you,
sucks. It was an expensive headset.
I hate that.
Yeah. Anyway. All right. So I guess I'll be Amara since I
Okay.
was already Tony. Gotta shift focus.
So what do we see Amara doing? Do you want to, start this task, or do you want to do a scene with a PC or an NPC? We got three people, so if you just want to call a like a talkie scene, we can do
Yeah,
that.
I'd love to just have a talkie scene, I guess.
With who?
I don't know. Who wants to be in it and who do you want to play?
We got Transporter
Rich, I nominate
Chief.
you.
Well,
Who do
I was looking in the ship and crew to try to find someone to pull.
I feel like you did make a wish of playing more side characters,
I
so
did. I did. Hoisted on my own petard, it seems.
that's not Johnson, I guess. But
It's true. I'm trying to not. I'm like looking at not Johnson.
and you can always make someone up too.
Yeah.
That's the
I
joy.
just don't. I'm tempted by Takahashi, but I just don't know if I could pull off the way
Dude,
Jim did it. It's like
There's
I
also
could go up to an
Chef.
Adele. It's true.
we've all
Chef,
played Takahashi differently. It's
Yes.
fine.
Chef. Oh, Chef's not in our crew, is he? But he's in the NPC stab.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Look at that lovely hat he's wearing now. Oh, how nice. Sure. I'll play chef with indeterminate pronouns. Sounds great.
So where is a good place, Amara, that we would see our Andorian radiation specialist cross paths, our chief petty
I,
officer, Amara, with Chef?
I think it's the mess,
Okay.
right? It makes the most sense.
Uh, and I imagine that, people are working weird shifts, so there's kind of people coming in and out of this place. Tell me something about our mess hall. We haven't really seen that. In classic Star Trek, there definitely is, they have the trays and they go up and they get things.
Yeah, they got
Uh,
like the automat type situation.
yeah, but you've also
Oh,
got a
that's
chef
cool.
here, who's
Yeah.
overseeing that. So tell me something about this mess hall that is new, that is unique, that is novel.
I think it's very Voyager inspired.
Okay, what does that
Probably
mean?
a much bigger kitchen because that was refurbished to
Right.
be Neelix's little space. So like this is like, sort of more of a cafeteria line type situation, but like, there's just like there's chef and this is what chef offers for the day.
Okay.
Unless you're the captain, this is what you get.
Muzzle
Uh,
for you. 1 year.
and Chef, what's another thing about either your approach to things or about the cafeteria that's cool here?
So I do love the automat idea, and I do think that for certain menu items, sandwiches and the like, if you want stuff off menu, there's always that staple. But then there is the small cafeteria setup where chef is preparing items, and even though it's ill advised due to gravitic anomalies, I think he's got a fryer. So we hear the pop crackle and the like, and he's always
Is
talking about
it
engineering. Maybe we should set up some kind of forced shield there. I'd hate for the grease to affect any of the fine customers.
is it
I mean,
like a sort of vacuum fryer
oh, sure. Yeah, like a
where
vacuum.
like
Yeah.
sort of like it's an air fryer in that like it's just fried and then floating in the air.
I love
Yes.
it. Held with force things. Uh, and so do you think that is Amara person who's, focused on Andorian foods, focused on non-Andorian foods, doesn't care what they eat? Like what is the interaction between you and Chef here?
Well, I think and if you're willing, let's just jump right in. Uh Chef, how many how often do I have to request Andorian food cubes? They're not a difficult dessert, and it seems
Uh,
every week.
every week. That's exactly how often you should fill out the form requesting adjustments to the menu. I work on this 6 months in advance. I submit my menu, and you're asking for some anomalous changes. I'm doing my best to keep up with all of the
I'm just
change here, but
I look, no, I understand that you're on a lot of pressure, and I
I
don't
can't
want
just whip
to.
this out of thin air. I can't just
I'm just saying you have them for a lot of the functions that we host, and maybe you could
exactly,
just set some
exactly.
aside and
And
put them on the
three
menu.
three festivities from now, guess what we won't have? Food cubes,
Yes,
because we're going
but
to run out. You eat them and they're popular, and then other people are coming in, and here I am going into the stock, and let me make you your food cubes.
I'm just, it would be a nice change of pace to have them for more
I,
than just
every
a
week, and you call that
function.
a change of pace? I beg to differ.
No, I'm requesting
I
every week
think
because we
you
never
should get a
have them.
change of pace by eating what I have on the menu.
I do. Look, everything you make is great. I just,
That's
I
right.
wouldn't mind
That's right.
for a nice change once in a blue moon for dessert to have some classic Andorian
I,
food
I
cubes.
think your expectation of blue moons is debatable.
I'm
But
what is on the menu this
well, I have made some flat root and a bit of spice bread to go with your food cubes. So enjoy. And
wait, do we have them?
goes under, he comes up with a little thing. He grabs a flatbread out of a little wrapper thing and he tosses it in a quick, like, microwave thing. You hear the ting, ding. Here you go. Enjoy.
Wait, are there actually food cubes on there?
Yes, there are three. They are in a little
You,
ranged,
it's just like the look of annoyance before like, thank you, chef.
as well as some Andorian spice bread. And there's a bit of flat root.
She does it. She avoids those. She gets a lot of the
Oh,
earth food and just like, these precious food cubes.
oh, he's annoyed now. Leave those untouched. Oh.
She shares them with others.
I love it. Let's cut from there and come back to Ven. To Ven, who solved the problem with the vertigo. It's still potentially an issue as the radiation increases, but that has been dealt with.
Yeah. I'm looking through the list of problems that we have. Well, what is remaining to actually start the process of moving this Doomsday device?
That is the whole engineering project of getting the ships readied. That is a multi-stage long-term project that you haven't
Hmm.
started. You've done all the calculations, and now it's the actual getting everything aligned and set and balanced and prepared, and the warp engines reworked and all of that.
Yeah, let's get Takahashi working on those on the warp core.
Okay, then uh, what what do we see? Like, we know we've established some facts about this, that it involves significant modification to the tractor beams. We know that it involves warp core increasing local gravity through quantum ruptures, and also uh, carefully maintaining engineering position here, of like or
Okay.
like of positional, like figuring out a way. Do we do that by you know, secondary tractor beams to maintain the position to kind of lock us in place, or are we doing, firm affixes between the two vessels? So decide for me what we're going to see on screen as the cool, like, engineering, uh, special effect thing we're going to be seeing right now for this first part.
Yeah, I think because we need to modify the tractor beam, um, I don't think we can use that to maintain positions. I think we're going to go old school and we're going to ping some kind of signal off the other ship.
The
What is
Luxor?
the other ship? Is it the Luxor? So we're gonna ping a signal off the Luxor, which will give us a more or less continuous uh, readout of exactly how far away we are, and that will give us like a targeting reticle that we have to keep within
Okay.
certain bounds to say we are close enough, we're drifting away, we're drifting too close.
All right. So that feels like control plus engineering.
Okay. Control plus engineering is a 14 for Kumiko. I don't think any of the stuff she has is going to help with this.
Okay. Well, it is difficulty 3.
Do we have somebody that can help out with this?
I am happy to help.
Captain's
The
always good at
captain.
this.
So yeah, Captain, I'm actually okay at that. I will assist you using my command
Okay.
because I have advisor.
Uh, so you're going to be 1 die at a 17, Escara, after we get Takahashi's 2 dice. Or
Yeah,
3 if you.
Takahashi will be rolling 2 dice, and it is 14. That
Okay.
I'm
Are you
aiming
spending a
for.
momentum?
Yeah, let's do it. We gotta capitalize on moving forward.
Oh my goodness, what a good
Oof.
roll.
If only you had a focus that was appropriate.
That's true.
That's
That is
three
three successes though.
three successes. And then Captain Escara.
I just realized that I had gotten rid of one of the dice that I had in this setup. So
So
that is a success.
4 successes. So that'll be 5 ticks on the clock. Not quite enough for a breakthrough, but what do we see between the two of you on screen? What do you see you two doing? Are you
Hmm.
crawling around on the pipes? Are you setting up the device that's going to be sort of the targeting machine? Do we see you working with modulating the tractor beams? What do we think we see you two doing?
Even though normally Iskar is getting his hands dirty, I think he's in an advisor role. So he's still on the bridge and he's in communication with Takahashi as she's working. He's checking the sensors and working with the con, but mostly commanding from the bridge as he gives her advice and throws out a bunch of 4-chain technobabble words in response to whatever she's throwing his way.
Absolutely. And for Takahashi?
I think Takahashi has taken the panels off of one of those like central consoles that kind of sits in the middle of the engineering bay and is on her back crawling around inside of it, mucking with something that we can't quite see. And we occasionally get tight close-ups of Takahashi's face. And she's in constant communication with the captain. Can you see it now?
Perfect.
Not
Nope.
quite.
All right. Hang on. I'm just gonna adjust the angle of the beam, and you should see something light up. It will be outside of the reticle. Once we can see it on screen, then I can move it into the right place.
All right. Yes, I see it now.
Excellent. You are getting that set. Uh, Radiation levels are increasing. Just telling everybody that.
Mhm.
Uh, all radiation is now where it is affecting will be causing difficulty 2, where it's reduced to be difficulty 1. Uh, let's come back to Captain Ascara. What is the next step here?
So we started progress on the big project, but we
Yep.
haven't hit a breakthrough. I see in our chat there was a question about Ton figuring out the figured out another ship's weapons that destroyed at least one of the ships. Yeah.
At least one of the ships was probably destroyed by some kind of weapons fire. That was all that Ton got out of that. It was very minimal.
Okay. I would like to assign a team to investigate Tun's discovery further, try to find out if there is a threat here, because that could certainly upset the apple cart that we are so carefully constructing.
Okay.
And who am I assigning to do that? I think Lieutenant Johnson, as well as Lieutenant Tun. Tun can continue the work she began.
Okay.
And maybe CPO Amara, radiation specialist, might be helpful because weapons emit certain radiations that perhaps she could detect.
Who do you want to do the lead on this with the roles, Rich?
I think it's going to be Amara.
Okay. So let's say reason plus science, radiation specialist, not necessarily going to be applicable here as a specialty because we are uh, dealing with, essentially scanning the debris kind of thing. Uh,
Did I choose poorly? Is there someone
no,
else I should have
I know
chosen?
because
Okay.
I think you've got a 14 with her with their base roll before we
Okay.
do anything else. I don't think anybody else would be uh, uh, because Tund would not be getting nearly the numbers, even with the focus. Do you want to
She'd
spend
be loath
momentum?
to admit it. Yeah.
Okay. So 3d20.
I guess I'll roll.
Yeah,
Didn't seem like
please.
anyone was interested in stepping two, so here comes 3d20. Oh, that's a terrible, terrible roll. This is the worst roll. See, this is your fault, people. You should have stood up. Should have stepped forward. What were you doing?
It was your scene, so
Was it? Was it though?
yeah,
I was calling God NPCs that you guys normally play. I was trying to share.
we're trying to help you fulfill your wish.
Can you roll me a d20?
No, I don't wanna. Okay, hold on. Clear, clear, clear. Okay, there we go. 7.
A 7. Very appropriate. So uh, I think that in order to do this, you have to extend the sensors and you have to boost power to them, and they will reach out, into the the ether, and somehow those sensors act as a carrier wave for that radiation, and it will come crackling back along that line, and the sensors will suffer a breach. Essentially, goes catastrophic cascade of energy through that.
Oh, crap.
And no information. What do you, who do you, like Johnson is there. You played Johnson several
Yeah.
times. You've been as somebody that said Arjona. So what do we see as Johnson's reaction to this?
Yeah, Johnson sees all of the critical failures. Says, wow, uh, that looks really bad. I'm not an expert, but I think that was probably wrong.
Astute observation, Lieutenant.
So maybe we could do it again, but better.
I think we might need to fix the sensors first.
Okay. That's not really my thing. I mean, I'm happy to crawl around in the Jeffries tubes if you want, but that's mostly hunting other things down. What do you need me to do?
Hold this torch for me.
I can do that.
And I think we see that like getting back into the sensors. The sensors that were repaired last time just keep having, they seem to be particularly susceptible to whatever is going on with this radiation. Uh, Commander Moreno.
Oh shit, that's still me. Yeah. All right. I think let's just segue into Amara and Johnson working on these sensors.
Okay.
It's like, well, I know we were trying to figure out the other thing, but emergency first.
I don't
Control.
understand why I'm even here.
Control plus engineering.
Because
And
you were there.
uh, Johnson, you may use control plus engineering as well. Uh, you both have focuses because Johnson has maintenance
Yeah.
and Amara has jury rig. So,
Mhm.
like, what is that? You have a focus in maintenance. So, what do we see Johnson doing?
Oh man, I think Johnson just rips off a panel and climbs underneath and starts moving cards around and uh
Oh yeah, that's right. Yeah.
reconnecting.
Yeah, pulling out the ones, seeing the ones that are burnt, tossing them away.
Yeah, he's got a little thing where I gotta basically burn off the ends so these wires will connect again.
We see
Bites into
that
it.
there's
I have
always that
a,
thing when you're working on it that there's sparks flying.
what's Preco?
Pardon?
What?
Pr- Is in Johnson's focuses. What's Preco?
Oh, hold
Isn't it
on.
like a judo style? It's a martial art, I think.
Yeah,
Okay.
yeah.
Yeah, I think like during while she's working, she's like calling out things. I'm like, so I hear you practice Praco?
Yep, yep, yep. A little. I don't think I actually added that. So I'm curiously
Someone
looking
did.
up what Preco is.
Yeah,
Is
I
that
don't know.
real? I don't think that's a real thing.
Well, it is. Then you get to
Parthog?
make up what it is.
Oh dear
It's
God.
a game.
It's a game. Uh,
Okay. There's Parthog, which is some no, that's a person. Where does Prego?
it's not a martial art, it's a game.
Okay.
Uh, here is as much as I've got. It was a game played in a Preco alley.
What?
Game played in Preco Alley, D Space Nine. Where the hell did this come from?
This feels like a gym. So 90% I'm sure it's
The
gym.
Bajoran game played in a Preco Alley.
All right,
Wow.
wiki for
Great, great,
license
great.
works.
Awesome.
But okay.
So Johnson says, yeah, Prego. It's a Bajoran thing. You probably wouldn't understand.
What's
It
that
looks like a
supposed to
dice
mean?
game, but it's actually got several levels to it.
Okay, well,
Not to brag, it's hardly anyone enjoys it. Uh,
well, have you? Well, maybe you should actually, invite others to play sometime.
sure, but I always win, so that hardly seems sporting, really. I
Okay,
prefer
wow,
playing games with
braggy.
people. I've got this wrist thing that I do. It's pretty impressive if I do say so myself.
Sure, sure. Well, that just means I'm gonna have to kick your ass at it. I'll just have to learn how to be better than you.
I will teach you how to play, and then I look
Uh-huh.
forward to that. Sure, I'm sure it'll
Yeah.
happen.
I mean, you can handle
But you
competition,
don't
right?
want to like we could do Tongo, Dabo. There's other games that are a lot higher chance of you.
Isn't Dabo just some gambling thing?
Sure, still fun. It is random chance, so that's why
Do
you
you
might beat
not
me.
want other people to? You're afraid I'm gonna beat you.
No,
So I'm gonna
no.
buy a die with threat, I
Okay.
think. Only because she's got the Andorian trait of intense.
All
And if I
right.
succeed, I get bonus momentum for every threat I bought. So
Okay. So let's start with your uh 15/4.
ugh, hold up. Everything's going terrible. Gotta
We'll see about
reopen the
that.
dice. Gotta reopen the dice roller. 1, 2, 3. And it's what? 4?
15/4.
With jury rigging, right?
Yep.
Oh yeah, that's what the 4 is for. Duh.
Yeah.
Roll. Oh,
So that's three
1, 3
successes.
through both. I love this complication because we're arguing.
Uh, and let's have you roll, Johnson. Uh,
Okay.
Control plus engineering.
Oh my goodness, 11s. Here we go.
11 too.
11/2.
11/2. What's the slash two?
Just
Good
one die.
focus. Yeah,
Oh,
so
okay.
re-roll with one die.
Reroll with one die or reroll that 16. There's no way to pick it up. That would be cool. Oh, I did. I clicked on it and
Yeah, you
rerolled.
click
How
on it, it'll
cool.
re-roll it. Yeah.
I didn't know that. I did it like randomly and it worked for me. And that's still a fail.
But it is still three successes, what you needed.
Okay.
Um,
But but wait, there's more. Oh, I
but
get a bonus momentum though.
yeah,
Whatever that
so
means.
you can put that momentum in the pool. Um,
I don't think it can be.
oh, okay.
Um,
S- So you can spend that bonus momentum
Yeah, it
on
may not be saved, so.
okay. Uh, what is the severe injury that Amara suffers?
Oh
Oh,
no.
Like
no.
this is she's going to take a severe injury. She's going
Gotta
to
be one of the
be
antennas.
okay. And I think it is you get it set, and you're like, I think both of you are like, okay, it seems like it's set, and then there is one last, like you're like, okay, we've got to vent this thing. I'm not sure what's going on, and there is a blast of that radiation, and uh, when your eyes blink, Johnson and Moreno is lying unconscious on the floor, has fallen down the Jeffries tube. One of her antenna is missing, and she is barely holding on.
I have a question.
Yeah,
You said severe injury. Now, would this kill someone that has no stress track?
I'm not doing that with a complication on this. I
Okay.
am I am
Okay.
not killing her on that,
All
but
right.
I am doing a Johnson. You have to describe to me like what the it looks like you getting her to med bay.
Yeah. Justin doesn't freak out. Like he's seen some stuff. So we see him quickly lowering himself down to grab her up, picking her up in a fireman's carry, glancing around for the antenna to see if it could be reattached.
It looks like it was vaporized.
And then he did ride a dinosaur once. So he doesn't tell her that, but he's thinking this is like, I've ridden dinosaurs. This is fine. This will be fine. We can create a cybernetic antenna. It'll be fine. And so he's hopping it
Okay.
quickly to carry her to med bay.
Fast, not loud, not efficient. You know exactly where you need to go. You know this ship. You're a security officer. You know every way, the fastest way to get from point A to point B. To then you're in med bay. You're like there's still some people who are suffering a little bit of side effects from the gas. When the door comes open and you will see that kind of stern-faced, brutally efficient Johnson come in. What do you say, Johnson?
We had a mishap. She's lost an antenna. She doesn't look good.
Put her on that table over there.
Gently. Yeah.
And Tven will immediately start moving through the med bay, gathering supplies, setting up the monitoring equipment, really just trying to figure out stabilization at this point.
Yeah, here's the thing. This is a difficulty four task
Hmm.
because she has suffered a catastrophic injury and she got a burst of that radiation, which is difficulty two. So we're at difficulty four. You are in your ship's med bay, so we will consider that to take the difficulty down by one. So a difficulty three, Commander, to then to keep her.
Okay. Can I apply the triage focus here?
How can
Absolutely.
I help? That's what Johnson says. How can I help, Doc?
For the moment, stand by. Be prepared to grab things for me. Not everything will be clearly labeled. I need to work quickly.
Understood.
So let's start with Taven. I think this is reason or control plus medicine. So 10
Reason
slash
control plus
15 slash
medicine.
5.
15.5. I'm just reading through. I've got is this a first aid task during combat? Not really.
No.
But I do have diagnostic expertise. So I can ask questions for every d20 that I purchase using momentum.
Sure.
Do I want to spend 3 momentum to get 2 dice on this?
Oh my goodness.
You're going to have Johnson being able to throw in a helper die.
I will
You've
be.
got a 15 slash 5. You just need 3 successes.
I know. All right, I am going to spend at least 1 momentum here, and I'm
Yeah.
going to kick myself if I fail at this that I should have purchased the second die. We need some of this. 15.5.
15-5.
Okay. Here comes my
One,
help. What
two.
am I rolling against?
You are going to be rolling fitness plus medicine.
Oh, fitness,
That is
man. Oh, this is great.
2 successes from Taven.
So 1 success for me.
Oh, that is the 3
11
that
coming in
you
clutch.
needed. So it is that you are fast and efficient on the draw there, Johnson. Taven, you're getting the anti-rads in there. You've had some, work, and I think you will get the antenna stabilized, and then we will see the little like things that have been going up and down wildly. The things will start to level out into a regular heartbeat above, and there's a bandage there, and then you'll pull the little silver blanket up over Amara. She needs to rest and recover.
She's
And
beyond the critical phase, Johnson. You did well.
High five.
Taven will hold up a hand awkwardly, probably doing the
Nice.
yeah. Let's take our first break. Let's take 10 and come back. Uh, I'd like to do a scene with our 3 named characters, with Ascara, Moreno, and Taven, with the 3 of you in sick bay, essentially, in the immediate aftermath of that. Captain, where were you when you got word of a crew member being down and in critical condition?
Imagine he was still on the bridge working through coordination with our current big project.
And will are you the first to arrive before Moreno or after Moreno? Where do you think?
I think Tony is the first to arrive.
Okay. But all 3 of you are there. Like, what do you say to them, Taven?
Lieutenant Johnson got her to me in time. She is stable, but she has taken a very high dose of radiation. On top of losing an antenna, which is already very stressful for an Andorian body to adapt to.
Well, thank you for your efforts, both of you. I'll look over to Abe and then settle on to Van. He moves over to the bedside. How long do you think it will take for her to recover?
A full recovery is likely to take months, Captain.
Can we fabricate some kind of replacement for her antenna?
I have not done something of that nature. But that is not a no.
It is not.
I'll be sure to reach out to our other Andorian crewmates to find out how they have dealt with this in the past. Uh, I'm sure Chivilic knows a thing or two about this.
Yeah. Let's get Abe's advice on how to help her.
But
He does have a history of injury.
the important thing is you did good work, Sven and Johnson. Good thinking.
He says thumbs up.
Captain, the radiation levels appear to be increasing. It is only a matter of time before the protocols we have put in place will be ineffective.
Right? What options do we have when that eventuality takes place?
The simplest option is to leave.
Which we are not going to do because we still have a mission. So, what's a more complicated option?
We've got to figure out a way to better protect ourselves from the radiation. I mean, modulating our shields will help a little bit, but we need to get on
The
track with.
problem is you're going to have to turn your shields off because your solution requires the tractor beams to get this thing moving.
Seems we'll have to increase our pace in prepping the weapon to be moved out of here.
Is there any way that we could angle the shields to protect significant areas of the ship while still utilizing the tractor beam? Then we could reallocate crew to be in the more protected areas to avoid as much as possible of the radiation impact.
Takahashi might have opinions about this, but if we could remove the shield generators from both ships and position them at the mall opening, that might be able to better protect us.
But then you won't have shields if anything goes wrong.
Yeah.
My only hesitation at current on that is that we still don't know what destroyed the ships that were here already.
That's true.
To Ben, I'm going to remind you, by the way, you still have obtain information because you spent that momentum. So if you want to ask that in a bit, but I want to make sure I don't lose that. Captain Iskar, it does sound like there's a plan here, like a command plan. Maybe the next stage on this project is going redistribution of the people, like allocating and that really feels like command and control. So let's have you do that check.
I am not going to say I'm really good at this, but
Control plus command is your
really
best
good.
thing.
This is best thing. All right.
I'm not sure you've got a focus that's
Yeah,
really
I don't think so
appropriate.
either.
Unless you want to claim Starfleet protocols.
Ooh, I think I shall Starfleet protocols.
How are you using that that to your advantage to get people assigned to the right place and get them organized and get things moving?
Yeah, he rattles off a piece of protocol about the safety of the crew, if at all possible, is paramount to easier day-to-day functions. And I think he's also sharing that with Commander Appel or Captain Appel So he does the same thing for the crew on the Luxor. And we have the like diagram of the ship, and they're
Sure.
pointing at certain areas on the ship that light up so that they know that's where we're sending the people and where the shields are.
17/5.
5.
Yeah, you need a 5 or less to get a crit.
Okay. Sorry, I thought you were saying 5 successes. Sorry.
No.
Too many numbers. Okay.
Very controlling.
Don't think I'm gonna burn anything there. I think I'm gonna do a determination. This is super important to me. So
Okay.
I'm using
So-
a determination.
2 successes before we even start.
Great. And then now I need to actually clear and roll, because if I can roll underneath my veteran. Nope. What is this?
12 or
dang it.
less.
12, thank you. I was like, which is the thing that I need to roll less than?
No.
Oh, the determination is gone. Dun, dun, dun. Okay, here we go. Now roll 2
Oh,
successes
I'm so
already.
sad.
That did not sound genuine. So that's 2 more successes.
2 more
total of 4.
successes. So 4 successes on there, which means 5, 6, 7. That will be 2 breakthroughs because you were just on the edge. So one of the breakthroughs is getting people compartmentalized and set, to manage the radiation and get them in position so that we have room to do the tractor beams and still have some protections on some people. What is the other breakthrough? Is it a technical thing? Is it a discovery? Or do you want me to give you something?
A part of the thing that I think would be interesting is if during all of this movement, someone picks up, oh, we picked a ping of something out there.
Okay, Captain, I think that is on this thing. Captain, we got the sensors back online, and I think this is Tund has come down, and she will say, I think there's a cloaked Romulan warbird out there. And she'll pull up like the gravatics of this and the gravity motion tracker that's outside, and she'll say, I think it's sitting and waiting for us.
All right. That means it was waiting for us before we ever arrived. It's the same warbird.
It's probably the one that did the ambush. It's sitting out there. It's waiting. It's eventually going to have to attack because the radiation's going to get bad. Like, and it knows where we are. We know it doesn't know we know where it is.
I think I'm gonna reach out to Tony, give her the heads up. Hey, but Tony discovered that we have a Romulan warbird cloaked outside.
Dun 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 dun.
Has our have our weapon systems been repaired?
Yes. All breaches have been repaired.
Okay. I know Tund has been itching to practice her torpedo spreading test fires. Now might be a good opportunity for her.
It might be, but we do put the mission at risk if we enter into open conflict against a Romulan warbird.
Well,
We're still
if
blind.
they are in our territory.
You're not wrong. My hesitation.
Already an act of war.
Absolutely. My hesitation is that the Luxor is not going to stand up well.
I think we would need to position ourselves in front of them.
Yes. And if we take too much damage, then we may fail this mission.
Our tractor beams require our shields to be down. So,
If we're going to deal with it, we have to do it first.
yes.
Tony, get me a rock solid lock on where that warbird is.
Uh, I can try, Ed, but
That's what I want.
All right. So this is a cloaked Romulan ship. Now
yeah, that's real hard.
you know the general space where it's at. So
Uh-huh.
let's say that makes it difficulty 1. The Warbird's cloak increases the difficulty of any sensor's acts by 2 more.
Mm-hmm.
And then the radiation is going to increase that by 2 more. So it is going to be difficulty 5 to get a lock.
Yeah, I don't think we
I
should
am
go for
advising her.
Yeah. You got some momentum, you got some
I'm
threat.
actually, Ed, I know a lock would be ideal,
And when I say
but
lock, I mean this is positioning, like to know
yeah,
where it is to be able to fire on it.
Yeah.
but if we do a full spread, we might scare them into coming out of cloak.
I guess you have to get creative, Tony.
I just really want to use Tun's talent that gave her.
Well, you can
We,
do that, but let's start with you trying to get a lock to get you advantage, right?
Whew. Five, difficulty 5, huh? Okay.
So let's start with
Zero
science,
determination.
science plus control.
All right, that's decent. 15.
I'm going to let you use your quantum mechanics because we've
Okay.
already established that the part of the reason you're seeing this is the weird radiation and gravity that you're getting out there.
Okay. And can somebody be Tun to assist me?
So you've got a 14/4 on that. Well, do you
well,
want
I
the
am.
captain to assist?
If I
Yeah, no,
assist,
I
you
guess
got to
the
reroll.
captain. You have the
So
advisor, so
Yeah.
yeah.
I do.
I just know Tun has the cloaking
Yeah.
technology
Yeah.
focus.
So 14/4,
Ooh, boy.
and we'll also have a ship's die after the captain assists.
All right. I'm gonna give you a threat since we're probably like since
If
we're trying to scan.
if you want to,
I mean, I don't
Well,
want to.
when I do help, I'm rolling 1d20, right?
yep.
Okay. Go ahead and roll
Yeah,
that
I
D.
guess I'll do
Okay.
momentum.
So Captain Ascara gives you a success.
Yep.
Oh, you already rolled?
Yep.
Yeah. I thought I'd get that out of the way
Jeez.
because you got a bunch
And
to
then Rich,
fiddle
can you
with.
roll me 1d20 with an 11/3? This is the ship's die.
And you let me
It's a bit
re-roll
of
one die.
failure. Yes, you
Yeah.
get to re-roll 1 die, and the ship is no help.
All right. Right now you're rolling 3d20.
All right. And then I'll spend 2 momentum, I guess.
Okay. You're rolling 4d20. 14/4.
This is gonna. All right. 1, 2, 3, 4.
1, 2, 3, 4, 5 successes.
Yep.
You have 6 successes. That gives you 1 momentum you can put in the pool if you want.
I think I'll put it in the pool, yes.
Okay. You are pretty sure you have the location of this. Like it is holding steady out there, but you can take that shot. It's going to have to be photon torpedoes,
Mm-hmm.
because that is at long range.
Yep. All right.
So tell me about this talent that Tund has.
Full spread, maximum yield. When you make an attack with torpedoes and declare that it is a salvo, you gain 2 bonus momentum, which may only be used to pay extra targets hit by the area quality or for the devastating attack momentum spend when using the spread quality. I don't know what all this means, but it sounded cool for Tund.
Okay.
I think the area quality makes sense.
So yeah, let me come to the ship's stuff here. Uh, so the area won't matter, but the devastating will mean that any breaches will be much more difficult for them to
Gotcha.
deal with.
Maybe
Uh,
fired as a salvo, adding +1 damage and either area or spread quality
right.
at a
Uh,
cost of.
so you do that so that rather than area, you do it as spread, which means that it only
Mhm.
costs one momentum to do an additional damage.
Gotcha.
And it has the devastating, which means if you do breaches, it will be much harder for them to repair them.
Yeah.
So
And if their shields are down, it's
it is
real hard.
well, their shields are up.
No, if they're cloaked, the shields cannot be up. That's how cloaking works.
Well, that's right. So they have to rely on the secondary cloak, the secondary
Got him.
stuff. Let's have you let's have you go ahead and roll control plus security, difficulty 3.
All right. And this is on ton, right?
Yes, it is.
So it's a 12.
12/4.
Gotcha. And gotcha. Just 2 dice, right?
2 dice.
She's
Do you want
gonna
to
use
spend
the black.
momentum?
I don't think we have any, right?
You just generate momentum?
Oh, I thought it got spent for something.
You had five successes
Yeah, I'll
needed, and
spend
you
the one.
generated
I remember
six.
there's.
So
Yeah.
Oh, I'm looking at the wrong thing. That's
Yeah.
why. We didn't.
Three.
I didn't. I was looking at the NPCs, the ship and crew tab. I did not update. So I'll spend it. Yes,
Okay.
I'll use the blacksmith smoky dice,
Okay.
and it's 12/4.
12/4.
That's
One, two, three
3 successes.
successes. So that is enough. Why don't you roll me the ship's die?
Oh, all right.
Uh, uh, weapons
That's
plus
a
security.
20. So
20.
nothing.
So that is a complication. Does she have anything to ignore complications on the weapon systems?
I let's. I don't know. I don't think so. Only when we repair breaches.
So the damage of this is how much? Uh, on the ship thing. Let's see, ship and crew. So photon torpedoes do damage 4.
Mm-hmm.
We're going to do an additional one, so that's going to be 5. So that is going to do a breach, and going to do an additional breach. So it's going to do 2 breaches on that. That will hit and that will light up the ship there.
Dun, 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 dun.
And let's see, so it's going to take that. So why don't you roll me uh, 2d20 and we'll see what those breaches hit.
All right.
Oh, actually, I'm sorry, 3 breaches.
Oh, it's not. So 3D20?
Yeah. So structure and sensors and 2 on structure. So that is going to rip through that ship. It is just hits there, just rips through. Captain Romulan Warper, we're decloaking inside behind us.
Oh shit.
Vroom. There's the complication. And the second ship lights up the Luxor.
Oh,
I will be spending some momentum, my friends.
You mean threat? It'll
Yep.
spin my momentum. Oh my goodness.
Let's see. We'll spend 3 of that. So there will go that. We'll roll that. So that's going to be 1,
it was
2,
worth it.
3, 4, 5. And the Luxor explodes. See one of the nacelles come off of it and it just starts going up. Let's go into action phases. There is a Romulan warbird right behind you. inside of the Doomsday Machine. It has fired off its plasma torpedo, which does mean that it's got a little bit of recharge time before it can fire again. But you have also launched off your photon torpedoes out there, and you have to decide how you want to handle this. Captain, you take first action. Now, don't forget ship actions there are on the ship actions tab. Uh, we probably don't need Elbow Rodeo, but Elbow Rodeo is up. I will put the other Romulan on the board there behind you on that. But that's more of a visual thing because right now you are in close range. What do you do, Captain?
Okay. Looking at ship actions, the short version is I want to turn around and immediately fire. Like that is what I want to happen, but I can look at what we need to do that.
What that would be direct, which would be spending a momentum and selecting someone to immediately do a
Single major action.
single
Okay.
major action, and you get
And
to
the
assist them
assistant.
meeting.
Okay. Uh is it do we have ton at
Yeah.
weapons or is it
Yeah.
toning? Okay.
Ton.
Uh
You could probably
excellent.
tractor beat them this close, right?
You want to drop your shields?
Oh, fuck. Not really, no.
I'm excited if you want to do that.
Dallas, full spread, maximum yield on that warbird. And I will assist.
Okay.
This command is
So
my assist.
let me do this. Let me get back over
Here comes my assistance. It is not assistance. Jeez, crackers, man. What's the ship die?
The ship's die is going to be 11/3. So let's have you roll that. So that's one more success.
Oh, dang it. It was on a 1 for a second and then it tilted back, but it is a success.
Tunned. 2d20.
Okay. Presumably Starship weapon systems counts.
Absolutely.
So,
Control plus security, 12 or less, 12/4.
okay.
Need 2 more successes to hit with the photons.
That's 2 more successes.
2 more
3
successes.
more successes.
3 more.
more.
3 more successes.
Yeah.
So that is going to do 5 points of damage to their shields. Essentially, that is going to hit them and do that. Let me mark that on the thing. I'm actually going to move my little thing over, so I'm not dragging. I'm going to drag it next to the GM ref, and let me close out this guy. This guy's done. So the other ship is going to be donezo for several turns. We'll worry about him in a second. But 5 means that he's going to go down to 8 shields, not enough for a breach yet. They're going to take their action unless you want to give me a threat and take another action.
The Luxor's done, right? Like the cell
Yeah.
exploded.
It's going up.
Okay. I'm giving you a threat and taking another action.
Okay.
Mike, do you want to step into?
Well, I was going to suggest having our transporter chief start bringing over as many people from the Luxor as we can grab.
Yeah. I do think that's a thing that should happen. But right now I want to punish this warbird, and I think that's my first action.
Okay.
Angry Ed rules.
Pardon?
So
I said
Captain,
Angry Ed rules.
Captain, you could change position and fire phasers. I mean, you can do that if you want to
Okay.
do it.
Let's do it. Let's
Okay.
change position and fire phasers.
So minor action to change position, and major action is going to be control plus security. So that's going to be a 15 or less. And then you also get the ship's die.
Okay. And I am getting my hands dirty. So I think I'm using that value.
Except you don't have any determination left.
Oh, that's right. But I don't have any determination. So it doesn't matter. Okay, cool. Here comes. Oh, I don't want nope. There's no momentum to spin. It's so simple. Just do the dice.
Look at that. One,
That's
two, three successes. Roll me the ship's die as well.
all right. Here comes the ship's die. So many tabs to keep track of. It's great. I love this. That is an 8, even though it looks canted on the.
So that's going to be two additional successes plus a bonus momentum counts as three. Uh, so you were going to do then 7 points of damage.
Okay.
7 points of damage, and you can have a momentum you can put back in the pool.
Yeah, we'll definitely do that. Unless
Uh,
there's a spin momentum for more damage.
it would take two to do it with the
Okay.
phasers.
And
Uh,
one momentum goes back into the pool.
so they will take seven. So uh, that will go down from that down to one. Uh, oh, wait, minus, I should go down to five because I forgot about their resistance. Uh, so why don't you roll me a d20 for a breach, Rich?
Okay, here comes the D20 for a breach.
No.
A 2.
A two, which means you are going to hit computer systems. So they have suffered one breach uh, there of the portion that needs to when you hit their essentially they're going to be disabled when you hit their scale. So they need two more breaches to get them. So I'm going to take my action.
Okay.
I, I think that they just need to fire on you at this point. So disruptor banks are going to fire, and I am going to. I wonder if I have any threat. Oh, look, I do.
Yes, you
I
do.
will spend three threat and I will roll 4d20. Let's see what we got here. One, two, three successes, which is enough to hit, but that is a complication. So the way I'm going to do that is give you a momentum. We take that.
Mhm.
Uh, and so they do five plus one is six. So your shields on that hit are going to go down to nine. Oh, sorry, minus resistance plus that is actually going to go down by four, so you're going to go to 11. So they will launch that across, but just glance on the shields there. Uh, to then, it is your action in whatever position you want to do.
Yeah, so I think Tavan is probably setting up a triage unit. I would really like to have McClanahan start transporting as many people, as many survivors from the Luxor as we can.
Okay, so trying to time with some brief shield drops we have also established that you have maybe some room to do that because you've got the people in different positions on the ship. So we kind of established some things for that. So uh, let's have you. Uh, let's see. Let's. I think McClanahan is their transporter chief. That means he's good. So we'll say a 14/3. Let's have you roll
Mm-hmm.
2d20.
14/3, 2d20. See how we go.
Oof,
No.
What goes
that's rough.
wrong? What goes wrong, McClanahan?
I think the radiation just makes it so difficult to try and figure out where anybody is. Like we can't get a lock on any individual life sign because everything is just blurry out there.
Perfect. Uh, they are going to uh, recalibrate because they have to do that to set their plasma torpedoes up for the next fire. And they are going to try damage control on the breach. So let me roll for that. I will spend a threat on that. Take that to 5. And basically, they're trying to heal that breach so that they can reduce that. Oh, actually, no. No, it actually is not what they're going to do. They're going to divert power to their shields. What am I thinking here? That's about to really make them do a dumb thing.
I really think you should go with your first instinct.
Control plus engineering.
It's always
Okay.
the best.
So it's going to be 3d20 for that, plus the ship's die is 4d20. Whoop, that's too many dice. Let me clear all that. Pick up all the dice. 4d20. So that is 1, 2, 3 successes. Uh, okay. Difficulty ship's engineering, blah, 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 blah. Equal to engineering department plus 2. So they're going to get 2 plus engineering of 3, which means they are going to get they're going to get shield back up to 10. Next round, Captain Ascara. Who goes first?
Big Tone goes first.
Okay.
Who'd you say?
Tund.
Oh, Tund. Okay.
Dalish.
Right.
Dalish, press. Let's take them down before they can cloak again.
That's right. Yeah, I guess firing, right?
Okay.
I gotta look at the ship action. Is it another?
It's another round. Can I do the ship action of direct?
Yeah.
Oh, that's
Do you
well.
have
It
do you have
depends on
momentum?
momentum. Oh, we do. We
Yeah,
have
yeah.
2. What do you
So
think?
yeah, you can do that. Here's the thing is you can direct. That means they take it immediately. You get the extra die for free, and then you still get to do your action.
I'm not sure what action I would take. So,
Firing the
oh,
phasers because you were on the
oh,
phasers.
yeah, that's right. That's right. Okay, thank you for that
Scan for
reminder.
weakness is another good one. That's what I would
Oh,
do.
true. That's not a terrible idea. Okay.
All right.
I'm gonna help. This is the help.
Help die. No.
And that's a terrible,
Ship's
terrible
die.
ship's die coming up next. Hold on. We want to do 2d20. Go. All right.
Okay, so that is 2 successes
Yep.
All right.
before Tund even fires.
All right. There's another 1, 2, 3 successes.
Okay, so 5 successes, difficulty 3, so 2 extra successes. Damage is 4, meaning damage 6 on that. So that means minus resistance of 3 means 4, means uh, they are going to take 2 breaches.
Is that 3 total now?
That is 3 total. You will light them up, Tund. Where does it hit them? Describe to me. They're trying to get their shields modulated back up. You guys caught them in between cycles when you did that fire. They were not expecting it. They fired their weapons desperately to hit you, thinking they could catch you unawares. Got the one ship out there floating, getting wrecked by the radiation. Like even as they're trying to compensate with the breaches and the damage control, that radiation is washing over their ship, and you can probably see that warbird out there exploding right now. And then what does this hit look like, Cap? And I imagine that Scar is punching the phasers too at the same time.
Yeah, yeah. It's like already exploding, and he is firing phasers at whatever he can target.
Tony, give me
Yeah,
the special
I
effect.
think Tund, like the Warbird's got that sort of like crescent or oval croissant shape where it
Croissant.
wraps around. Yeah, you know what I mean. But like, I think like
It's
the
more of a Wings thing. It's the because it's the classic original series
oh
ones.
right, I'm
Yeah,
thinking of TNG. That's my bad.
yeah,
But yeah, like it's going all for like the one wing, just because that's going to take them out entirely. They won't be able to maneuver properly, and it also takes out the nacelle. So,
yeah. So you can see the two warbirds there. This one has the three breaches on it. So uh,
and
it
the other
will.
one has a lot.
Yeah, essentially the one behind you will blow up. It just absolutely go up, and even as the one outside, I think there's a brief moment where we see that Romulan commander that we saw in shadows last time. Get us out of here, punch, and then boom, and they will just explode.
You're muted.
Ascara then moves back to the captain's chair. He's
I think
already on the comms.
I think Tanya is like
McClanahan,
all enemies destroyed.
good work, Ton. McClanahan, were you able to save anyone from the Luxor?
Unfortunately, not, Captain. The radiation. I couldn't get a lock. Sorry, sir.
Thank you, Lieutenant. And then he just cuts it off.
Captain, okay, this is engineering. This is Decampos.
Go ahead.
Uh, I think we can still move the weapon without the Luxor.
Let's get to it. That's good news, DeCampos.
And we know what this next part is. It's the engineering project. Is you all we see the montage of that. I think that is less important. The problem is solved, but I think it is this intense. We will see what is it we see as. I'm going to go around. Rich, pick an NPC. What is it we see in the process of like this the tractor beams are out, they're moving the machine. To describe a scene we see from one of the other NPCs. I'll have
Ooh,
Ascara do it a moment in a second.
okay. I think Lieutenant Johnson, even though it's pretty risky, he assures them that he can pilot a runabout out there. He's already done it, so he's there checking all of has a second view because we don't have a second ship, and so he's out there kind of weaving in and out and staying away from the tractor beam pull.
Perfect. With that alignment stuff, doing the secondary checks on that.
Mhm.
To then, what's another NPC or secondary character that we've seen that we see them doing something in the process of this?
So I think Dewan is directing the change in gravity and is primarily like listening to the sound of the warp core to try and
Hmm.
he's almost acting like a conductor with a hand in the air, like no more, less, moving things up and down, getting the crew to follow his directions as he's hearing what the warp core is doing.
And Jolene, who do we see for you for secondary character?
I think Takahashi's gotten a lot of Amara's notes, and she's going running through all of them, and yelling at all of the entire engineering crew, like, "No, we need this here, we need that there. Come on, pick up the pace."
Excellent. And then reverse order, Moreno, what do we see you doing? Where do we see you at in this as the thing begins to like you've built a gravatic like skate park you as this thing starts going down a slope and picking up speed, even as a radiation wave is coming in behind, and you start, picking up that momentum and slaloming along. What
And
do we
she's plotting
see?
out the astro navigation courses, and she's got a whole little team of students around her as she's talking through what everything, making sure it's sort of like the training courses back at Academy, but she's acting as the captain calling out, so and so pivot X amount of degrees to the on the Y axis.
Perfect. And to Ven?
I don't know what Tivan would be doing to contribute to this, but I
Like,
think
what effect is
maybe
this weird gravatics and radiation having on the crew that you're having to deal with?
yeah. I mean, this would definitely cause a lot of vertigo, a lot of discomfort. It's your brain is not designed to have space change this way. So yeah, I imagine she is having to consistently move throughout the ship and monitor people and provide uh, chemical correction where needed.
Perfect. And Ascara, like, what is our vision of you here as this intense operation is going on?
Uh, I think he has asked them to throw a lot of the displays on the main screen and clutching the arm rests of his captain's chair and calling out orders, asking for updates. It's all we're trying to keep everyone in contact with each other, coordinating as much because we have to compensate for the fact that we don't have the Luxor.
And I think there finally is that moment when you kind of do that last sort of pivot dive, uh, you know, the space-time shifting under it, and then uh minimum safe distance reached. And we'll see this thing now kind of drifting back to Federation space, more controlled movement as the Tempest is able to detach from this. I would like to have each of you call a scene here to either with a PC or an NPC, with your major character or a secondary character. Uh, Jolene, let's start with you.
Yeah, I'll be Lieutenant Eku,
Okay.
meeting up with Lieutenant Dewan,
Okay.
probably in your quarters or her office, I guess.
How does Dewan seem after all of this?
I think he still feels conflicted about the whole situation, and especially because we did lose so many more people in the destruction of the Luxor. Like he feels I said I wasn't going to be angry at that thing, but if it wasn't there, none of this would have happened.
Can you really be that sure? The Romulans may
I
have
can
found some other reason to sneak in across the border. This hasn't been the first time they've done this. It probably won't be the last time. I'm not trying to erase your feelings because that wouldn't help you at all. But you did well. You managed to, well, in my opinion, you managed to work past this. And even though it was just for the moment, that's still important. You didn't ever let things get overwhelm you.
Thank you. That helps a lot. But a lot of people still died.
That's true. They did. We we can only do so much. It's a tragedy, and we're going to mourn those lives. We're going to remember those lives. But but you can't carry the weight of all of their loss on your shoulders. It's what we need each other for.
Thank you, Lieutenant. That helps a lot.
Anytime.
Mike, what do you want to do for your sort of button scene on the episode?
Well, that's fun because I was trying to think of what I wanted to do with Lieutenant Dewan, but but that worked out perfectly. I'm trying to decide who would do this, and I think Taven is the right person to do it.
Okay.
Taven is going to have a private conversation with Captain Ascara.
Where is this taking place? In his rooms, where perhaps people come for the meals, or in a ready room, or in a med bay?
It would not be in a med bay because I want to ensure we're not disturbed having this conversation.
Scar, where do you think you'd have this then if Tevin says I need to speak to you privately?
Maybe it's in the captain's quarters. He's constructing. It is. I think this is on the precipice of he's going to say some words to the crew about losing the crew of the Luxor, and he's constructing the speech. And you come in, and yeah, he swipes away on his pad and sets it down. Vin, what did you need?
Permission to speak freely, Captain?
Of course.
We attacked a vessel. We fired the first shot, Captain. That seems out of character.
I did consider the possibility of opening communications to see if we could negotiate. But I realized that it was too dangerous to both crews and it would put the mission at significant risk. Also, those Romulans did attack both the patrol ship and the science vessel that were here and destroyed them both.
Forgive me, Captain, but that is a assumption. We know those two ships were destroyed. We do not know that those two Romulan ships were responsible.
You're right, Vin. I made a call. And the responsibility for it lies solely with me.
I do not envy you the weight of that responsibility, Captain.
I'd hoped to keep the Luxor safe. But we missed the other warbird.
That is all, Captain.
I appreciate your candor, Tevin. I really do.
You're muted, Lowell.
Thank you. Scar, what is the final scene we see for you in this?
it's addressing the crew of the Tempest, sharing with them that lives that were lost, talking about what has happened, making sure that everyone's aware that we have counseling services at the ready. And the end, he says, death is that state in which one exists only in the memory of others, which is why it is not an end. There are no goodbyes, just good memories.
And I think we'll see, the maybe a roll of the names of about a couple dozen people who lost their lives. The Luxor is not a big ship. In fact, the majority of the people were on board the Tempest. And so I do think we see Decampos, and we see our Vulcan, our quarter Vulcan a person, and a number of the other crew in slightly different science uniforms kind of standing by, watching all of this, and a Vulcan crying as this episode ends. And then we see the Tempest in space, flying off to the next mission. And that is our show for today.
Yeah.
Uh, Stars and wishes. Rich, I almost always make you go last.
Hey, yay.
So I'm going to make you go first this time.
Breakthroughs star. Like, I didn't know that was a thing because I'm really not knowledgeable about Star Trek, but there was something very exciting about getting breakthroughs. Just the fact that it was called a breakthrough, very exciting. Your hard move was horrific and mean, and you should feel bad. You shouldn't feel bad. That was great. It had a level of, like, start off with 12 threat. You are not a paper tiger.
There were a number, you guys had some really bad rolls early on, which meant that like all the stuff that was all about sensors, I think every single roll you had to analyze and detect and pick things up, you had problems. So,
We
phew,
biffed it
yeah.
over and over and over. That poor bird was just dancing out of our vision. But it was fun to see folks during the rising action, during the moment of conflict. I very much appreciated then calling Ascar out. He did act a little bit out of character. He wanted to have a conversation and he chose the mission over that. And he paid for it. A lot of people paid for it. Dozens. Enjoyed Jolene, your hot swapping between various characters. It's always good. I like the string of names that you have listed there. Wishes. We got 2 sessions
Yeah,
left.
one more mission. Yep.
One more mission. I am looking forward to it. And this will be a half and half, right? With Jim, like Jim won't be here next session. Is that right? Or will he be back?
There is a chance he'll be back, but I also know that he may be exhausted afterwards.
That's true.
But this is, some of the threads that he wanted will probably get set up. But if he's not here, we'll probably lean into the other side of that,
Okay.
uh, which is Black Fractal. And
I would like to pay off the whole Scar's got a kid. Like, I don't
Yep.
know. That doesn't necessarily need to be a plot, but it's a thing that.
Oh no, that's definitely going to be a season ender episode thing. So yeah,
Good.
I'm glad that's a
Fine,
wish.
then you're on it. That
Okay.
sounds great. I've always been interested, but I was in that. I just feel selfish. Like, but now I'm going to be selfish because we have 2
That's
sessions.
that's fair. Jolene.
No, I love this. I love Tven having the one-on-one with Ascara. I love Ed saying, no, find me a position and fire. Because the Romulans have committed another act of war. Like, it doesn't even matter if they didn't blow up those people, they are not allowed to be in our space. And every time they are, they get blown up. But they just don't learn because they're sneaky and they think they can get away with it. And so like that was the perfect hard move. Yeah, Luxor gets blown up right behind you. Getting like it's weird to star getting a good roll, but sometimes it just feels so good in the moment when you get like, yeah, this is difficulty 5. Oh, you rolled 6 successes, damn it. Um, yeah, like I loved your playing of Dewan, Mike. I loved the forcing the banter with Johnson and Amara. I loved Amara taking the complication and Lowell's like, I could kill her right away, but I want
Yeah.
to make it harder. I'll put her on to Ven to see if she dies. Like, I wish we had gotten to have that conversation like we had wanted, but in the moment, I think it all played out perfectly. And like, yeah, we kept beefing those rolls with sensor stuff. And he's like, oh, the sensor's down. I'm like, well, I gotta go fix the sensors. Oh, now I'm down. It was just like a great domino effect. And that was a lot of fun. Hey, she survived, so maybe she'll come back eventually. Who
Yep.
knows? Wishes, I don't know. I'm looking forward to the next stuff. If are you gonna put out an invite to the waitlist person in case or
I'm going to check in with Jim
okay,
on because he has Band of Blades that he'll be running for me on that Monday, and
gotcha.
that should tell me where he's at, and
That's not I love the waitlist person, so I'm like, yeah, I
yeah,
missed them.
yeah. And I will say to him, give me the heads up because I would like to, and I'll make that clear to him that that's why I'm asking.
Yeah, other wishes. Phew, I don't know. For like the last episode, it's hard to think of, but it's just I love that we're all more embracing of playing the side characters. I may be leading the front on that because I love it the most, but I don't know. I hope there's another season of this at some point. We'll find out.
Yeah, well, definitely got to get Rich's 10 sessions in for next year. That's definitely okay. So, and Mike.
Yeah, I think my notes kind of petered out after a while because I was so focused on what was going on. But I did write down a few things. Uh, Ressa's enthusiasm is absolutely delightful. That she's still a hugger even when she doesn't hug anybody. She's just got that energy. Um, and then Ascara's just quiet patience with that. There was a scene with Ascara taking Ressa to the bridge and having that discussion. I think that relationship, assuming Ressa stays on the Tempest going forwards for a little bit, could be interesting to watch. Um, I also had Chef being annoyed with Amara's food cube request
Yes.
in that whole scene, which felt like anomalous to everything else going on, but it was good to kind of remember that like this is a working crew, and it was a great scene to kind of show the like, sure, we all work together, but there's still, you know, still a little bit of conflict amongst the crew and how we're doing there. Um, I loved the scene with Amara ribbing Johnson about Preco and how she's going to kick his ass. Um,
That
and,
was that was great.
That's great.
and for Rich, that Johnson saying like, "I've got this wrist thing that I do," and none of us know what Preco is, so, so it's great to just have this like we're talking about a thing that nobody really knows, but it was a neat little scene, and then to have that end in this very frightening moment of Johnson carrying Amara through the ship to Deven was great. Um, those are all the things I had written down, and then after that, I kind of was so busy looking at what else was going on. Um, yeah, I love to see Ed fire first. It was I called it. I wanted to call it out in character because it did seem like it was a departure, and it was a choice by the captain, and it went badly. But who's to say that going the other way, that also could have ended badly? Like you never know
Yeah.
what the other decisions would have led to. So that is the responsibility, and unfortunately the terrible side of being in command is choices have consequences, and you have to carry them. So I guess in terms of wishes, I would like to see. I don't know if we're going to have continued fallout from that. It would be interesting to see the crew maybe questioning a little bit more what we were doing there. It's kind of it's a weird thing to do in Star Trek because Star Trek is very like the conflict always comes from outside of the ship in Star Trek, especially kind of original series stuff. But having some of that there, I think, is interesting.
Yeah.
But I also had written down a wish for Baby Oscara, so you don't have to feel
Baby
selfish for
Oscara.
asking for that, Rich, because I want to see it too.
Awesome.
Oui, Escara.
Uh, uh, Jolene, you said you have one more wish?
Yeah, yeah. I noticed this earlier in the palette, but the saucer separation and the fact that we can do that, I don't know how it's going to come up. I want to see it come up at some point, I guess.
Okay. I don't know if that's going to be possible next time, but I will definitely.
Man, we should have done that for this whole thing. Like, oh, well, we don't have the Luxor, but we
Oh, we
could do
got.
a saucer. Oh, that would
Yeah, I
have
was
been.
thinking
Oh,
about that.
yeah. Oh,
I didn't even
Because
look on the palette, or I would have thrown it out
like
there.
that's
Oh.
great.
I don't know how it works, so I'm like, I don't know. This seems confusing, but it's a
That would
thing
be,
we
yeah.
can do.
No, you're right. We should have had it in that final sequence. Well, missed opportunity, but we'll keep that in mind.
Yeah.
I enjoyed running this. Thank you all very much. I enjoyed playing hardball.
Same.
And I liked the setup and I enjoyed you leading into it. I loved everybody's
Do,
characters.
do you
So,
have any wishes, Lowell?
oof. Uh, let's see. No, I mean my plan is we're gonna have some pirate stuff, some shenanigans, probably either a starbase or a planetary thing, and we'll cross paths with these pirates and maybe learn who Black Fractal is and why they have Federation people and stuff and get some payoff for that. So that's my excitement for that.
That's
So
fun.
I love it. I'm going to stop the recording.